As we continue our journey of thought-provoking conversation, it's time to shift our focus to one of the most defining topics of our era. Who owns the future? The AI talent war. Artificial intelligence is no more a long-distance dream. It's shaping industries, redefining skills, and rewriting the rules of competition. The real question today isn't just about technology, it's about the people who will lead this revolution, who truly owns the future of AI. To explore these crucial questions, we have an outstanding panel lined up. Leading this discussion, our moderator, Mr. Amit Nath, a chartered CMO business communicator, a creator of Rice ecosystem, speaker, investor, and a lifelong learner known for his work in empowering brands and leaders through strategic communication and growth. Welcome, sir. Joining him are three exceptional panelists: Ms. Megha Misra, CEO, Brand and Strategies, with deep expertise in marketing, corporate communication, and strategic partnership. She has led multiple initiatives driving client acquisition, brand loyalty, and organizational growth. Welcome, ma'am. Next, we have Mr. Kiran Kumar Shetty, Executive Director at Bendigo Bank, recognized for his leadership in digital transformation, artificial intelligence, and global delivery. His work continues to shape the evolution of technology-driven organization worldwide. Welcome, sir. Next, we have Mr. Balaji Rajendran, Group CEO and founder of SoftRate, a public speaker, startup investor, and thought leader with strong expertise in entrepreneurship, design thinking, and executive leadership. Welcome, sir. Together, they will explore how organizations, talent, and innovation are converging to shape the future of AI. Let's begin the session, moderated by Dr. Amit Nath.
Very good evening, everyone. I know the timing is amazing. It's just started, and we are full of josh and energy to help everyone understand some of the craziest stuff which is going to happen. And by the way, let me also introduce a little bit about the amazing panelists that we have today. And it is a very, I'll say, a pattern interrupt of the panelists that we have. We have got somebody who is an investor and an entrepreneur. We have got somebody who is into deep training, mentoring, and strategies. We have got somebody who is into high level of data structures and multiple other things as an entrepreneur running an AI industry. We have got some crazy questions coming up, and we will try to see that you guys are steamed up once we are almost in the mid of this entire thing. So I thought the best thing would be to speak last. So my name is Dr. Amit. I'll be the moderator for this entire session. And so we have a kind of a small idea that I wanted to share with you, because I think that's one of the concepts that we will be talking today. So the first thing that I would like to introduce you to is a small abbreviation of a word called as respect, RESPECT. And that starts with result, efficiency, S stands for skill, RESP, P stands for passion, E stands for exposure and experiences, and the last one is more of commitment and talent. So the first word is respect. So before I start asking the questions to the panelists, this is the question to the entire audience here. Do you think it is wise to start with results? Is the result is directly connected to the word called as respect? Hello? Yeah? If you have result, I think this is what is more required is the proof. So with that, I would like to introduce the entire panelist here. And I would like to first start with Balaji, who is not only just an investor, but an entrepreneur as well. Balaji, welcome.
Thank
and let's understand this. Maybe I can just go one by one to understand what is the best result that we have got. Then we can connect to the entire topic about your AI and your exposure and experiences here.
Yeah, good. Fine. To start with, right now we launched a new product, which is like, it's the world's first AI startup doctor. So in the previous panel, we have seen a lot of things related to AI, ethics, business, and legal. So, and nobody talked about there is a no tool actually. Wherever you go, apart from MCA portal for the government, there is no tool. For that also, we need to pay for each data and download those data and work on. But as a new entrepreneurs or a new startup people, don't have any awareness about these type of things and all. So I can say we build that product, which is very new, and this is, I can proudly say, this is world's first built in India for Indians.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll come back to you
Sure.
on that. So the next question is to Megha. Megha has been, I'll say, she has been talking about a lot of things lately, and currently she is also a mentor and a coach to multiple founders and entrepreneurs. Anything that you can share about some of the amazing proof and results that you have got along with AI? Then we'll talk about the talent part.
Hi, everybody. So, if I were to say that your conversions increase by 47%, your cost of acquisition goes down by 53%, and the productivity of the current team doubles. Would that sound like a good, nice humming song in the ears? So yeah, that's how, AI has helped us. So what I do is basically I help entrepreneurs and founders to scale their business from X to 10X using AI and soul. That is the differentiator. So it's not only working with the AI tech stack, but also working with mine. I think a lot has been said by the panelists, before me, and they talk about culture and behavior coming from the Indian scriptures. And this is something which is what we have been following in brand and strategies when we mentor founders, that the results is all about using AI with relevance, with conscience, with passion. So that's...
Thank you. So we have Kiran also with us, and Kiran is a data strategist and a startup entrepreneur as well, and has amazing expertise on multiple things internationally as well. So one of the great results and the proof that you would like to share with us today.
I'm a strategic global leader in data, AI, and digital transformation. In my current role at Bendigo Bank as executive director, so we were able to showcase around $100 million business outcome, and which is almost like a 35% on the return on investment. So we were able to achieve that because we look at AI is not just a technology transformation. We looked at AI as a technology which enables business processes, basically so how we can improve the customer experience, customer journey, and then employee productivity, and then operational efficiency, whatnot. So we look at instead of automating the regular repetitive tasks, we look at it as a system, how we can bring the business outcome in the end-to-end value chain. So by doing this, we are able to achieve enormous business outcome.
Okay, great. So we have just seen that the different kind of proof that we are talking about. I think that sets the background of the panelists we are here. All of us have got some of the amazing results utilizing or on the other side of experiential learning. So I'll again go back to Kiran first to talk about what is now you have told me some of the pointers that you are solving right now with your strategic enterprises as well. Can you give me some ideas before we go to the AI concept part of it? What was the biggest challenges and the problems that was there, and utilizing your efficiency along with the new AI thing that was talking about in your journey that we had spoken? Can you just throw some light on that first?
Yeah, sure. So usually most of the enterprise, I mean, probably like I would like to say that across the globe, the 75 to 80% of the CEOs have said that they are not yet ready for the AI transformation journey, or like they were not able to succeed. It's just because of they always looked at the technology, and also like they don't have the very strong data foundation, because many of the panelists in the previous sessions, they have said that like the garbage in, garbage out, like that is 100% true. You need to have very strong data foundation. Like for that, like we need to have very strong data governance in place. So earlier, like most of the enterprises, they used to think that data, governance on the data is just a fancy thing, or like maybe for the sake of having it, but like it's no more, because almost like in my experience, almost like at least in Australia, like so it was driven by the regulatory and compliance called APRA. So we started implementing the enterprise data governance in a very very stringent manner, and then we made it like we had a very strong data maturity. So because of that, like we were able to succeed. So there are like a couple of things very important, like so when you want to achieve data and AI centric in terms of enterprises.
Right.
So it's basically you need to have a very strong data. So and then your technology is AI, and then you need to, because it's always related to the people. So you need to have the people, and then at the end of the day, like we're gonna automate like the processes, business processes, more intelligent way. So when we align these dimensions, now the parameters like data, technology, people, process, and the last one is like you need to make that as a in a culture. That's very important. Like so because like any transformation, like you can't say you're succeeded in that transformation journey unless it is adapted by the people, right? So you need to make it as a cultural shift.
Thank you so much, Kiran. So you mentioned about some of the powerful 5 pointers that I think the last word was on people and culture. And I think that's an area where Megha plays a beautiful role, being as somebody who is connecting the technology, the people, the culture. Megha, would you like to share some of your experiences on the current trends that is happening, and where you and the process and the services that you work with, how does it work?
Yeah. So I think AI an asset depends on how we use it. Like prompt engineering became a very big thing, or 3 to 4 years back, that everybody was jumping the gun. But how do we write the prompts? How do we train the prompts? People to use the prompts. So coming to your specific question, like how does all these things wire together? See, what I've found is that businesses, while working with founders, I work with founders who scale the businesses at least till a certain level. So it's basically 4 to 5 years in the business. And then from there, from X to 10X, they get stuck because referrals stop coming. Organically, the growth has stopped. So what do they do next? The problem that they suffer with is that when they employ agencies or, like some people, marketers and this thing, the feedback that has been given that they don't understand how to implement and how to measure this thing. How do they measure the outcome? Because they have never done it. They are first generation entrepreneurs, and largely the people that I work with are the techies. And they don't know how to implement those things. So there is a roadblock, there's a mind block. The measurability is not there. They know how to use create. If I say create a chatbot, it will be created. But what is the behavior of the chatbot? What are the kind of questions you have to ask? What is the kind of email you have to send? And then how do you address people? Communication is very, very, is a topic that has to be taken very seriously, because North India, South India, East India, West India differs in communication. Like a lot of people in the panels before have said about the language differentiation. So it has to relate with the audience from their mind. So that's why, the soul comes into the picture. So the whole idea is that we have to create that funnel of chasing the people from top of the funnel to middle of the funnel to bottom of the funnel, using different, AI tech stack, but it also has culture and behavior imbibed into it, and use that communication
Perfect.
using NLP as well.
Right. I think you have touched upon a lot of things. There is a saying, beautiful saying, that when you look at a barren land, a normal person looks at a barren land as a barren land, correct? But when you look at somebody who is a visionary, he can look at, might be a multi-storied building, might be an apartment, might be an industry, might be a tech park or a whatever. And I think these are people who call us the visionaries. And there are people who trust these visionaries. They fund them, they support them. And I think we have somebody with us who is also somebody who is also helping a lot of people in this domain. And I'm having Balaji here, all the way from Chennai. So Balaji, you have talked about your, the result that you have got. I would like you to also talk about when you start investing, when you start different entrepreneurs, you will look at as an investor, who is actually taking the risk.
Yep.
Yeah. What are the areas that you actually see, and how AI can help you to have this predictive mindset as an investor on something which is just changing every couple of days?
Right. Fine. So to start with, I can say myself as a born visionary, I can say, because
I like that word, born visionary.
yeah, whatever the thing I do, I used to see in a lens like I can do something different, or this thing can be done in a very different way, like that. But people with a fixed mindset, oh, these and all not workable, or we couldn't able to do this, they are simply pessimist. But I used to be very optimistic even when the situation is not in favor of me, so I can say. And I used to see this sort of perspective with anyone, whomever I speak with. So, and as an investor, as the right question, and when I invest in any startup, because I have a lot of experience in startups. Actually, I'm running 3 different companies, which is from 3 different industries actually. So, and for that knowledge and a lot of awareness and all, like I used to see those who have a very great vision and those who have the capability of doing that, because some people have only the vision and they couldn't able to do that. So maybe they can hire someone, but nowadays AI is with us, right? So even a one person can do, that is a OPC, that one person can do a billion-dollar company. That's even possible today. So that is how even we don't have any proper skill set. Visionary is the first important thing. That's the core important thing I can say. Then we can slowly learn stuffs. Then we can implement, pitch the idea and get funding, lot of things. Because as per my perspective, there is not even a single barrier to start a new thing or to work on a different thing. So that is what from my end I can give you a real insight, because if someone is really thinking of doing something and keep pausing the time, they can even start as just like that, for example, like creating a logo and start a company, then they can figure out it and they can move forward. Then opportunities will open the door and they can be a very big thing. This is one of my experience I can say. Yeah.
So I just put one word. There is a word, you can exploit the chat GPT and AI now to give hundreds and millions of permutation combinations of it. But the question again rises to it. Should we trust it? Is a gut feeling? Even though you have all the analysis, all the numbers, all the data. And that's the question I would like to connect back to Kiran, who has been a data expert here. So with that, you spoke about the 5 dimensions, right? And I think very nicely we have all connected this. I would like you to also tell us a little bit more about how are you integrating all these things with your existing organization, and how is it beneficial when it comes to the AI talent that we have been talking about?
I think he has connected those dots already. So you need to have a proper vision. The enterprise should have a good vision, and then your goals and objectives should be aligned to your vision, right? So as I said before, you need to look at this as a system. So just by having a goal, it doesn't work, right? You need to make that as a system, right? So for example, so some of the use cases, I would like to give an example. So we were able to achieve end-to-end on a lending business process, all the way from making an application, and then identity assessment, and the risk assessment, and then credit check, whatnot. So earlier it used to take more than 2 to 3 weeks of time. Now it has come down to in a couple of hours of time. So So by doing this, like, it improved a lot of credibility and then satisfaction with the customer, right? And also some of the other, for example, we have a AI-driven customer experience in the customer care. Like basically, like there are a lot of repetitive tasks. Like we didn't look at just like how we can automate just the repetitive tasks. Like how we can make it as a completely AI-driven customer, customer care basically. So some of these things are very critical. Like, so when we look at the value, we can bring in the better value when you have like automate like end-to-end process like in a more intelligent way.
Awesome, nice. It's a very deep thought for me right now, and this question is going to Megha. So we are connecting this 4 different people: a person who is an user, might be a customer or consumer; a person who is operator inside the organization, might be as an employee or a vendor; the third one is the person who is actually running the organization as an entrepreneur or the chief of the thing, the organization; and fourth one are people who are trusting how this entire process works out, might be investor, board of directors, or whoever, might be the governance or the compliances and all. And now you had been into all different kind of plethora of work that you have seen through your past experiences. And now you are somebody who is training such kind of amazing people who are, I call them as leaders. But if you look at the numbers, it is only 0.1% of the people who are right now in this bandwagon of AI-based kind of thing. So these are one word that I would like to quote here by a person by Greg. The future of humanity is currently being coded by less than 0.01% of the world population. And now you are the person who is asking the entrepreneurs, investors, founders to utilize such kind of things in their organization as a trend setting or as a transformation. So what are those areas where you are more confident that these are the exact things that can help humanity and help AI talent as well?
Yeah, very good question. Actually, I would like to touch upon quickly some of the things that I speak, some things that I'm very passionate about. So first coming to, so you rightly said, because I worked in media research, set up a tech company, then moved to setting up my own venture. So that gives me the authority to, to help founders this thing. So we have launched AI startup blueprint with which anybody can, launch a startup in 90 days. And it has a step-by-step stack of tech tools. It has a set of processes. How do you measure those processes? Everything has been defined. And also, one more thing that's most important, it's not always about launching. The first phase wherein I talk about is validate your idea. So if you're not able to validate, because a lot of founders are in love with their ideas, and 90% of the startups fail in the first few years. So we validate the idea, and if pivoting is required, we suggest them to pivot at that stage. And then later we have the Divine Scale program, which is a 1-year mentorship wherein I personally work with the top founders and help them to bring that culture as well as use technology piece, because a lot of them, like I said, they still struggle to use the right kind of tech stack. See, the problem is we don't have a lack of tools. We have a lack of knowledge on how to use them. People will be asking, okay, can I use this? Can I use this? Can I use this? No, but what are you going to do with that? What is the objective? What is the result? I think the KPIs has to be said very clearly whenever you are buying or investing in any particular tool. And the next part that I would like to say is about the principle that I talk about is the wheel of life, which I call wheel of fortune, which is basically you have to focus on the different aspects of life. It is, as a founder, we have, we become an entrepreneur as a founder when we have gone through a certain stage. I worked, I earned money. Now I think, I am at a position that I can invest my time, energy, and money to give back something to solve the problems of startup founders in terms of strategy, in terms of scaling businesses. That's why I'm able to do that. And a lot of you who are sitting here are able to do that. So, you know, the wheel of life, very quickly, I'll just take a minute here, and is basically, you know, you have to invest in your personal growth, in your community give back, towards spirituality, towards your your financial growth, towards, so basically grow in the different aspects. That's why it's called a wheel. It's not only about only your business. Focus on your mind. Focus on your mind. The best of the founders that I have worked with are very, very, people who are very resilient. So that is the thing. Ups and downs will happen in this business. Some policy change and everything will happen. So I think that is the thing that is very important, that we have to use technology. We have to be very clear in how we are using, and be clear with the end goals that we want to give back to the society and to ourselves.
Awesome, lovely. This is my understanding that once upon a time, the business was something like, I'll make a new product. Hello? Okay, long back. I'll make a new product which no one has done it. Then it became the next level. I'll make a better product. The product is existing, but I'll make it a better one. Then there is a third thing happened, which is called as disruption. Like for example, the CD drives. How many of you guys have seen CD drives? Is it existing right now? There used to be a company, they used to make CD drives, lens cleaners. Are there? They were like, that entire industry is over. Now it is a new base. So it is a disruption. And then came something called as an exponential dynamics. Utilizing the power of the topic, the AI talent, you can actually predict the longevity of an industry or a sector to a certain extent. Now that brings another vision into the question. Now we have somebody who is already an investor and he started multiple companies also. So in such kind of a humdrum, where do you see right now the power of AI in implementing, actual implementations of how it is working with your existing organization, and maybe you can talk about your experiences, throw some lights on that.
Sure. So I can say the AI is a completely, it's a kind of a catalyst or a facilitator, instead of telling that as a, job keeper, something. So, and, as of for our thing, like as I told, we're creating a world-class product, which is for Indians. So that is something like purely for startup. I think this is very relevant to speak here about that particular product a bit. So which is like, when a person starting a startup, he may not aware about the legal stuff. But as per Indian law, which is a company law, so a startup or a business is a legal person, which is a legal entity. So for that legal entity, as a person, we are a human, right? So for us human, we used to take a health check every year. So to identify and diagnose the things like blood sugar or BP, whatever. So likewise, for the startups as well, for the early stage startups, they have to do some sort of compliances every year. So for example, let's say ROC filing, MCF compliances, or DIN KYC. So these type of things are all. But the startup founders at the initial stage, they couldn't have any idea on that particular thing. They thought, thinking that just paying 10,000 to register the company, that's all. Just having the incorporation certificate, they're saying that, oh, that's it, my company has been registered, so I can do whatever the thing I want. But that is not the actual case. The thing is, they need to do compliance every year, but they are not aware. But government is something treating everyone equal. So they are putting penalties for the non-compliance things. For example, for a DIN KYC process for a director, 5,000 penalty per director is there. But those startups, those who are not aware about that, they're missing out the penalty deadlines, and ending up with the penalties of 15 to 20,000 per year. That is a very burden for the initial stage. Often all of their investments are going waste. Funds are going waste in this particular area. So for that, we're creating this product which will help the startup by just entering the CIN number, CIN number, to identify what are the risks, what are the problems they have, and what are the risks they will be, getting for the next 6 months. There is a prediction will be going to be there, and that will be with the support of AI. Okay. So that AI model will completely analyze the business by using the single data, and for the backend we're using the APIs and all. That is more technical, and anyway. So by entering those numbers, they will get all the records of their company, of their startup, and their level where they are actually, and if this continues, where they will be. So all the records will be showed as a single PDF. They can get clear idea on where they are lagging, and they will identify, okay, this is the risk I have for the next 6 months.
So the same question to you. How efficient do you think is this utilization of this AI talent for a new upcoming budding startup or already an existing company? How much do you trust this in a scale of 1 to 10?
Okay, it's all about trust. Means like we are not completely dependent on the AI. It's human centric only. Human are the one creating the AI.
Yeah.
So I can say we can trust 9.9%. We can say.
Lovely.
Yep.
That's really commendable. Okay. So since you're talking about lot of data, lot of processes, people, and I would like to touch upon with Kiran. In this particular situation, since we have very few minutes left out, can you talk about why it is important that people should be looking at the kind of new venture that we are talking about, the new systems and the design, the 5-point elements we're talking about, and why it is important for people to look upon to you as a subject matter expert?
So specific to me, like I say, I do have my own data and AI consulting firm, which is called NIMHANS. So I've been in the industry since last 23 years, working for some of the top banks in Australia and then US, whatnot. And also I've been a champion in data governance and then responsible AI, whatnot. And also, I've been a chairperson for establishing the data and AI governance for Australian federal government and Bengaluru Bank, whatnot. So the critical part, to succeed in this journey is establishing the having the proper governance, data governance, and also you need to have a responsible AI as well. So I have a vision to bring the industry leaders under a common platform, so where people can leverage each other, instead of reinventing the wheel. So this is where I come from. So I want to work with the some of the smart and then industry leaders, so that we can co-create the ecosystem.
So thank you so much, Kiran. Let me just also touch upon with Megha. So you have spoken about a lot of areas in terms of connecting dots with different people, including team members to entrepreneurs to founders to even you talked about consumers and customers, and you connected very nicely. So can you talk about something which is that one element or might be something that people can take away from this particular session from you?
Yeah, so I think one key thing is that we need to understand that the AI talent war is for real. Okay, so we have seen a lot of layoffs in the FANG, now we call it the MANG companies, Microsoft, Amazons, and all these companies. So we need to understand, and I would also take this platform to, I hope, it reaches to the government also. We need to reformulate some of the, strategies. See, the layoffs are happening currently. Most of the startup layoffs that happen, they don't give any severance allowance. And these companies, they give severance allowance, but it is taxable. It's highly taxable because it's counted as the income. It'll come in the 40% bracket because it will depend upon, how many years the person has been with the organization and stuff like that. So I think we need to work on those kind of policies the government has to think, because you never know in this situation when the person will get the next job. Especially with these companies that the people have been there for 20, 21 years, which I read all the reports. And so this is my ask from the government to look at the financials and the taxation aspect. The other thing specific to, because all of us are investors and startup entrepreneurs and founders. So here is that we have to train the people. Like I lead the Wiki AI and machine learning chapter. So the thing is, we need to train more and more people to use it effectively. And the thing that keeps coming up is that we need to be very, very aware. We need to look at the behavior aspect also, look at the culture aspect also, and look at how we can do it with a clear conscience, because I think it's already been covered in the panel before about ethics and this thing. So that is really important. In a country like India with 1.5 billion population, it is definitely, we need to stagger the adoption, though it's going to happen at a later, things will happen at will take time. But I think we need to look at the linguistic diversity as well. Thank
All
you.
right, lovely. Lot of things to learn. Okay, big round of applause for Megha. Thank you. We have only a few minutes, just quickly before, if I'm allowed to share might be around 5 or 6 pointers there. Last question to Balaji. It's going to be a kind of a trick question to you.
Okay.
Now, look at the investors who are there from decades or might be centuries back. The most powerful investor in the world was somebody by name Mr. Jagat Seth from Murshidabad in West Bengal. He had more in terms of wealth than existing Elon Musk also. Okay, that was the time.
Yeah.
From there, they have invested on British Empire and all these things. And now you are a new age investor and entrepreneur,
Right.
and you are liaised with lot of predictive pundits, not only AI, but other things. So what is that one thing that people can take from you as a new age entrepreneur investor with this entire AI talent from this session?
Sure. So the thing is, every time I used to see the companies, the startups, those who are starting the startups, or they are much tech oriented, or they are not people centric, I can say, when compared to relevant to this topic. There are many companies I used to say see that they telling themselves of AI first company. But when I'm as a person, I used to think about people every time, because we build a company like people first company. We give preference to the people first, then profits, then the tech. Actually, we are into the tech company alone.
Lovely.
Yeah, but anyway, people are the main priority. We should respect them first. Then only we could build technologies with the help of them, right? So, and I can say, because even the thing is, today is our 5th anniversary.
Oh.
But now I am here.
Congratulations.
Because the thing is, I always focus on the growth, not on celebrations and all. Because if we continuously growing means at any point we can do the fun activities and a lot of stuff. But the fun activities are going at one part, even without me. But for me, this is the fun or enjoyment, I can say.
I think
Yeah.
you bringing out time here and sharing your knowledge, all three of you, it's a
Yeah.
great privilege for all of us. Last, can I take around 2 minutes to the audience here? The domain in which I have recently been working, and the domain in which I was working, might be many of you guys might not know, it is called as closing. I close deals on commission basis. The last part of the business. You have done your AI, done your marketing, done your stuff, every goddamn thing, but the numbers comes only when a deal is closed. And that is where I was been working from many years. Then I moved into understanding one thing is closing is very difficult when the other person, the client or prospect, if he doesn't know what problem he has, he doesn't know what I have the solution, and if it is eligible for both of us, and at what price and at what cost and what initiative, then the closing becomes very difficult. So I said, why not we work on certain things? And thanks to the dimension of AI, I understood the exact pain points, and I still believe AI can give you some directions. AI can give you some fantastic research, which was earlier not possible. Yes, you have an amazing tool with you, but what is more about it is the inner love. How many of you guys are, had breakfast or lunch? Just give me a yes. You had breakfast, lunch? Okay. So that means you had taken that one spoon of food, that food cost money. Yes or no? That money comes to you only when you, your service, your product or your organization, whatever it is, able to serve somebody with some problem. Does it make sense? So whether you are minimizing the problem or permanently deleting the problem, or you're ensuring that the problem will never repeat in your life tomorrow. These are the 3 layers that I thought, why not we touch upon here? So now it is easy because you have a Chanakya with you in the form of an AI talent. So now you have a Chanakya, now you have a tool. Now, if you are not able to take that guts to start something, I'm not talking about startup, think beyond, serve beyond. I think that's a beautiful thing. So just before leaving you with a beautiful note here, the future is going to be owned by not only just normal people, but the people who are having vision, thoughtfulness of connecting. As you need to be a teacher, trainer, coach, guru, mentor to your organization, not only to your organization, but your consumer and vendor as well. And the third thing, you definitely need the data, you definitely need the process, you need the people. That brings a wonderful culture, thanks to experts like Kiran, Megha and Balaji. Thank you so much for listening to us patiently after such a long session. And thank you so much. Namaskaram. Dr. Amit Nath signing out.
Can I just add one point?
Yeah.
As a part of the community give back, I am been living in Karnataka for long, but unfortunately the corporate world doesn't, there's a one common language, English. So we did not focus so much on learning Kannada. But now I felt that this is my home, so I should be knowing the language of the land. And using AI, I'm not only learning, but I'm also training 500 people of my apartment who are from different states in the thing. I'm using tech stack to teach and learn Kannada.
Lovely. Beyond boundaries. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for listening to us. I'll give the mic to the organizers here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. As we wrap up this insightful panel discussion, we would like to take a moment to acknowledge and appreciate our moderator and panelists for sharing their valuable perspectives and expertise. We now invite Mr. Anup Tarafdar to kindly present the mementos to our moderator and panelists. Let's show our appreciation with a warm round of applause.